What if I told you that trying to be a positive person is, well, it's actually the fastest way to completely destroy your mental health?
Yeah, it really is. It's a trap.
It is, because we've all seen, the movie montage version of self-improvement.
Right, right.
Where you wake up on January 1st, the alarm blares at like 5 in the morning.
Yeah, the 5 a.m. club.
You choke down this horrible kale smoothie, and suddenly you're just this radiant, relentlessly cheerful person. Like,
Yeah.
you view every obstacle as this beautiful gift. We expect to just step into a brand new personality literally overnight.
That flip of a switch mentality is, well, it's incredibly common and it's completely exhausting.
Yeah.
We love the idea of a massive overnight overhaul because it feels productive.
Right.
Like in the moment. But the reality of sustaining that kind of forced cheerfulness, however, it's a psychological drain.
Yeah.
It almost guarantees failure.
It really does. And I think we're looking at a landscape of self-improvement that is, honestly, it's just broken. Which brings us to today's deep dive. We're looking at the architecture of sustainable positivity.
Yeah, real positivity.
Right. How do we actually stay optimistic without burning out from all that, toxic, forced cheerfulness?
Exactly.
And our source material for today is actually incredibly surprising.
It really is.
We're pulling insights from a transcript of an English language learning show.
Right.
It's called English Leap.
Yeah.
And it's originally designed just for language learners, focusing on conversational English and vocabulary.
But in the process of teaching that vocabulary, the host of that show accidentally delivered an absolute masterclass on emotional resilience.
Yeah, they really did.
And habit formation, too. They managed to sort of strip away all the guru-level self-help jargon.
Yes.
And they present this highly practical, low-energy daily system for maintaining an uplifting outlook.
Okay, let's unpack this, because before we can learn how to build real positivity, we really have to look at why our usual methods just spectacularly crash and burn.
Oh, absolutely.
And the source shares this highly relatable anecdote about a January challenge.
Right, the January challenge.
Yeah. So one of the speakers in the text decides that starting January 1st, they were going to be positive every single day.
Every single?
All year long.
Wow.
They were going to smile constantly, only say nice things.
Which is impossible.
Right. It was this massive, intense effort to just radiate pure optimism from the exact moment they woke up.
Spoiler alert for anyone who has ever tried this.
Yeah.
It lasted exactly 3 days.
3 days.
Yep. By day 4, they were completely exhausted. They felt fake. They burned out. And ironically, they became incredibly grumpy.
Of course.
Just about the sheer effort of trying to be positive.
Fair.
So they abandoned the challenge entirely, and they ended up feeling worse than when they started.
That whiplash is so real. Going from pure sunshine to just miserable and grumpy.
Yeah.
Why does that happen? Like, why can't we just decide to be happy and stick with it?
Well, what's fascinating here is the sheer amount of cognitive and emotional load that kind of performance takes.
Oh, I see.
Because in psychology, there's a massive difference between actually experiencing an emotion and suppressing your genuine feelings to display a fake one.
Right, putting on a mask.
Exactly. Forcing an emotion, especially one that directly contradicts how you actually feel in that moment, it requires enormous metabolic energy.
Huh, metabolic energy.
Yeah, you're constantly monitoring your reactions, you're swallowing your natural frustrations, and you're essentially putting on a play for an audience of one.
Wow.
Human beings simply don't have the battery life for that kind of continuous performance.
That makes so much sense.
The brain perceives that constant mismatch between your internal feeling and your external display as a stressor. So it's no wonder they crash by day 4.
Yeah. And the source actually uses this brilliant visual analogy to explain this trap.
I love this part.
They say that this intense performative motivation is like a burst of fireworks.
Right.
It's bright, it's beautiful, it's super loud.
But it's quick.
Exactly. And it leaves you completely exhausted. Like, once the spark is gone, you're just left standing in the dark smelling like smoke.
Because fireworks are a spectacle, they're not a strategy.
That's a great way to put it.
What the text suggests instead is that we should aim to be a candle.
A candle.
Right. Because the candle burns slowly, it's quiet, it's steady, and most importantly, it lasts through the night.
I have to question modern culture a bit here, though, because why does society constantly market the fireworks approach to us?
Wow.
Every advertisement, every morning routine video, every fitness program is all about massive action and radical transformation.
Right.
We're constantly sold fireworks, but when you look at the reality of human behavior, the candle is clearly the only sustainable option.
Well, fireworks sell because they promise immediate gratification.
Ah,
They hit our dopamine receptors. A candle feels kind of boring by
it's
comparison.
true.
It's just a tiny, steadfast flame. And steadfast is actually one of the vocabulary words the source highlights.
Right, because it's a language show.
Exactly. And it captures the concept perfectly.
Mhm.
It means staying firm and constant, even when things are difficult or monotonous.
Yeah.
Steadfastness doesn't make for a viral marketing campaign, but it's the exact mechanism required for genuine emotional resilience.
So if we want to be a candle, how do we make sure the wax never runs out?
Right.
The source introduces this financial metaphor for emotional capacity that just completely clicks for me.
Oh, the bank account.
Yes, they call it the bank account for feelings.
Visualizing our emotional capacity as a bank account, it really transforms how we understand our daily interactions.
Yeah.
If positivity is an account, then our experiences are transactions. We have deposits and we have withdrawals.
Right. So a deposit is a small, quiet moment. It's like a kind word from a coworker, or just noticing a nice breeze outside,
Exactly.
or even taking one deep breath before opening a stressful email, or a tiny win at work.
It's literally just adding a small amount of emotional currency into your account.
And then, inevitably, you have the withdrawals,
Oh, yeah.
the bad days.
The rude driver cutting you off.
Yes. Or an incredibly tense meeting, or spilling coffee all over your keyboard.
Right. Life is always going to make withdrawals from your account, whether you authorize them or not.
You can't stop the withdrawals.
No. But the critical takeaway from the source is the ratio. If your account is completely empty because you've made 0 daily deposits,
Oh boy.
a single bad moment, just one minor withdrawal, will bankrupt your entire day.
Here's where it gets really interesting, because this completely reframed how I view my own bad moods.
Yeah.
It's exactly like getting hit with a massive bank overdraft fee.
Oh, that's a great way to look at it.
Think about it. You're totally broke. Your account is at 0. You accidentally buy a $4 coffee, and the bank hits you with a $30 overdraft penalty.
Right.
Suddenly, you're aggressively in debt over a cup of coffee.
Exactly.
If I haven't made any small deposits into my emotional account, spilling my coffee isn't just a minor annoyance. It's an overdraft. It compounds, the deficit grows, the stress hormones spike, and everything feels exponentially worse.
That overdraft fee is the perfect way to describe allostatic load.
Allostatic load.
Yeah, it's the wear and tear on the body from compounding stress.
Oh, okay.
When you're emotionally bankrupt, your nervous system is already on edge.
Oh.
So a spilled coffee doesn't just register as a mess to clean up.
Right.
Your brain interprets it as a massive threat because you have no buffer.
Wow.
The January challenge failed because there was one giant spend.
Right.
They were trying to buy a mansion of happiness with an empty checking account.
That is such a good way to phrase it.
You need small, daily deposits
Right.
to build a buffer so that when the minor withdrawal hits, you just
Yeah.
pay it and move on.
Yeah.
You don't lose your emotional equilibrium.
I can hear people listening to this right now and wondering how we actually build this buffer.
Right.
And the source gets incredibly specific about the timeline.
It does.
We have to start the moment we open our eyes, like before the world even has a chance to demand our attention.
Yeah.
Usually the very first thing we do is let the panic of the day wash over us.
Oh, immediately.
My brain immediately starts screaming, I'm already behind schedule, I forgot to reply to that email, and I haven't even removed the blanket.
Right. And that morning panic is an immediate, massive withdrawal before you've even had a chance to make a single deposit.
Exactly.
To counter this, the source proposes replacing that chaotic to-do list panic with one kind sentence of intention before you even physically get out of bed.
Just one sentence.
Yeah. The example they give is simply saying, today I'll do my best.
I have to be honest here and push back a little.
Okay.
Because saying, today I'll do my best before my feet hit the floor, it sounds a whole lot like the toxic positivity we just spent 10 minutes mocking.
I can see why you think that.
How is that different from forcing a fake smile and pretending I love mornings?
Well, it's a vital distinction. Forced positivity is about suppressing reality and mandating an emotion.
Okay.
Like saying, today is going to be the most amazing day ever when you actually feel completely dreadful.
Right.
But the phrase, today I'll do my best, isn't an emotion. It's an intention.
Ah,
It acknowledges that your best might look completely different today than it did yesterday.
that's true.
If you're exhausted, your best might just be surviving the workday.
Yeah.
It requires zero metabolic energy to set an intention.
Yeah.
You aren't jumping out of bed shouting affirmations.
That's right.
You're just making the smallest possible low-stakes deposit to open the account for the day.
I see. So it's permission to be human, not a demand to be superhuman.
Exactly.
That makes sense. And that leads directly into their next major rule for the morning, which they call the one calm hour.
Oh, this is huge.
The rule is super straightforward. Give yourself one calm hour before letting the noisy world in.
Yeah,
Don't check the news. Don't scroll on your phone right after waking up.
right.
The text explicitly calls consuming heavy news or social media first thing in the morning a massive emotional withdrawal.
And this raises an important question about our modern information diets.
Oh, definitely.
We often completely self-sabotage our emotional bank accounts before we've even brushed our teeth.
Yeah, we really do.
When you wake up, your brain is transitioning from sleep to wakefulness. It's a highly suggestible, very sensitive state.
Right.
So when you immediately reach for your phone and scroll through, global tragedies, political arguments, or even just the curated highlight reels of other people's lives,
Well, yeah, the highlight reels.
you're allowing the entire world to make huge withdrawals from an account you haven't even begun to fund.
It's literally like inviting 100 strangers into your bedroom to scream their complaints at you before you've even had a sip of water.
Exactly.
Why do we do this to ourselves?
Well, our devices are engineered to hijack our attention,
True.
and our brains are wired to seek out potential threats.
Yeah.
But by protecting that first hour, you're keeping the vault closed until you are adequately prepared to handle those transactions.
Yeah.
It's a protective boundary.
I can totally see how one calm hour works beautifully in a vacuum. Like, I control my bedroom, I control my phone.
Usually, yeah.
But the second I step out my front door, I lose control. The world demands a withdrawal.
Oh, yeah.
Traffic happens, coworkers are rude, technology breaks. How does this candle system survive actual chaos?
Well, it survives through deliberate friction. The text addresses those inevitable annoyances directly.
Okay.
The instinct, going back to your overdraft analogy, is to let the slow internet or the spilled coffee completely ruin the mood for hours.
Right.
To stop that spiral, the source offers a specific circuit breaker.
A circuit breaker.
It's a deliberate pause and a stated acknowledgement. You just say, this is annoying, but it's small. It doesn't own my whole day.
Again, what I appreciate there is the complete lack of toxic positivity.
Right.
You aren't telling yourself, I'm so incredibly blessed that my internet is down. What a beautiful opportunity to practice patience.
Exactly. Nobody talks like that.
No. You're validating the frustration. This is annoying, but you're immediately boxing it in. It's small. It doesn't own my whole day.
You're capping the withdrawal fee.
Yes.
You acknowledge the charge, but you refuse to pay the overdraft.
I love that.
And alongside that circuit breaker, the source introduces the concept of an anchor phrase,
An anchor phrase.
like a physical anchor keeping a boat from drifting out into a storm. This is a short, steady sentence you repeat during intensely stressful moments.
Okay.
If you're stuck in a completely gridlocked commute or heading into a really hostile meeting, you mentally repeat the anchor.
Right.
The examples they give are one step at a time or this too will pass.
So if you're repeating one step at a time during a bad meeting, you aren't ignoring the reality of the bad meeting.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
just giving your brain something solid to hold on to so it doesn't float away into a panic attack.
Exactly. And if we connect this to the bigger picture, these tools,
Mm.
the circuit breaker for daily annoyances and the anchor phrase for acute stress, these are exactly how you build what the source defines as resilience.
Resilience.
We often mistake resilience for invulnerability.
Right.
We think being resilient means nothing bothers us.
That we're just robots.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But true resilience isn't about ignoring the storm or pretending the bad things aren't happening.
Yeah.
It's entirely about managing the scale of your reaction to those bad things. It's staying anchored.
It proves that real resilience is surprisingly quiet.
It really is.
You're not fighting the hurricane with fireworks. You're just keeping your small, steadfast candle protected from the wind.
And doing that requires consistency. Consistent tiny habits matter so much more than one big, heroic effort of willpower.
Okay, so let's talk about what happens when we inevitably fail.
Because we will.
All right, we set our morning intention, we guard our calm hour, we use our circuit breakers, but we're human.
Yeah.
Sometime around 4 p.m., the candle blows out, we snap at someone, and the day just feels ruined. How do we prevent a bad afternoon from turning into a bad week?
The evening reflection is the safety net for those exact moments.
Okay.
How we close out our day is just as critical as how we started it.
That makes sense.
The source details the 3 good things rule. Before you go to sleep, you simply name 3 good things from your day.
Just 3 things.
Yeah. And the text stresses that this is crucial, especially on those hard, exhausting days where you feel like you totally failed.
And there's no pressure for perfection with these 3 things.
Oh, absolutely not.
Like, they don't have to be massive life achievements.
Not at all.
Yeah.
The examples given are beautifully mundane.
Right.
A good cup of tea, a funny moment with a nephew, a kind message from a friend.
Yeah.
The mundanity is the point.
So even just acknowledging that the sandwich you ate for lunch was decent, that counts as a deposit.
It absolutely counts.
Yeah.
The reason this is so vital ties back to our evolutionary biology.
Oh, really?
Psychologically, human beings have a severe negativity bias. The famous phrase is that our brains are Velcro for negative experiences and Teflon for positive ones.
Velcro for negative, Teflon for positive?
Yeah.
That makes so much sense. Why are we wired like that?
Survival.
Oh,
Think about early human ancestors.
okay.
The caveman who vividly remembered the beautiful sunset, but forgot about the rustling bush that might hide a tiger.
Oh, he got eaten.
He got eaten.
Right.
The caveman who ignored the sunset and obsessively remembered every single potential threat.
He survived.
He survived to pass on his genes.
Wow.
So we are the descendants of the anxious survivors.
That explains so much.
Right. Our brains are literally designed to hold on to the memory of the rude driver and let go of the memory of the good cup of tea.
Yeah.
So by forcing yourself to name 3 good things at night, you are manually saving those positive experiences to your hard drive before you power down. You're overriding your evolutionary programming to make a final deposit.
It's a steady, quiet habit that redefines what success actually looks like.
Exactly.
The source really ties all of this together using their vocabulary concepts.
Yeah.
Building an uplifting outlook through consistent habits.
Right.
There's a lot of grace in this system.
There really is.
It's about returning to these small habits gently and without guilt, even if you fall back into negative thinking.
Because you will.
Right. If you mess up, you don't beat yourself up and abandon the whole year like the January challenge.
Right.
You just wake up and make a tiny deposit the next morning.
It dismantles the shame cycle that usually accompanies failed resolutions.
Yeah.
You don't need to feel positive all the time. You just need to be steady, small, and honest with your emotional accounting.
So what does this all mean?
Yeah.
For everyone listening to this deep dive right now, it means that being a positive person doesn't require you to fake a smile when you're hurting.
No, absolutely not.
It's not about radiating sunshine 24 hours a day.
Right.
Sustainable positivity is a highly practical, low-energy daily system.
Yeah.
It's making sure you put a few small coins in your emotional bank account.
Just tiny coins.
A quiet morning, a deep breath, recognizing a good cup of tea.
Exactly.
So that when life inevitably hands you a massive bill, you can afford to pay it without going completely bankrupt.
It's choosing the quiet endurance of the candle over the exhausting spectacle of the firework.
Exactly. So here is a reminder for you, listening right now.
Yeah.
You do not need a grand, exhausting resolution to change your life or your outlook.
You really don't.
You don't have to wait for January 1st, and you certainly don't need to commit to a year of forced smiling.
Please don't.
You can start today simply by finding 3 small, incredibly mundane good things tonight before you go to sleep.
And as you start making those tiny deposits, consider a thought that expands on everything we've unpacked today.
Okay.
We've been analyzing this as a deeply personal practice, right?
Charting your individual emotional bank account.
Right. But consider what happens to the collective bank account of a family, a friendship, or a workplace when just one person starts making these quiet investments.
Oh, wow.
If you're less reactive to the spilled coffee, if you're anchored and steady during the stressful meeting, how does that change the emotional currency of the entire room?
That's a great point.
Could this quiet, candle-like positivity actually be contagious?
I think it could be.
Fundamentally changing the environment around us without us ever having to force a change or preach to anyone else.
It's a beautiful question to sit with, the ripple effect of a single candle in a dark room.
Exactly.
Well, thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the architecture of sustainable positivity.
Keep making those small deposits. We'll see you next time.